red light is on Zoom. We are recording this on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, year of our Lord. We are back with another edition of Make City Make Spence, or as some people in our group chat has referred it to as Heat Daddy and Pals. So, Garret Comet's here, joined as always.
Pal number one.
Pal number
Listen,
one.
I think y'all need to picture me in a bomber wearing a crown dumping shit on you.
Taking a hit of his heat-resistant bod.
It is made of oven glass.
With heat pal number two, the architect foundation of Majors Detroit, Adam Hernandez, and said Heat Daddy himself, Sean Spence, keeper of the Pizza Mines, architect of the Words About Shapes on Patreon, who actually crafted a great piece, which was a tie-in to our opening topic. And when I'll get both of these fine gentlemen involved in the discussions very, very shortly. But let's lead in with what took place this past Saturday. Match day 29, USL Championship. The penultimate regular season match for Detroit City FC, who winning only one of their four remaining home games previous to that, were in a very interesting position going to the second place team in the Eastern Conference in the Charleston Battery. We, for many sensible folk here, were thinking Charleston's going to likely potentially win this. And they did jump out to a lead in the second half, but shortly afterwards, Detroit City got an equalizer in the form, from what I saw briefly, Atis Juve, aka Atis Inferno, baby. That's how the score ended up. A point gained in the playoff race. Other results, though, showed that it was not over just yet. Indy 11 beats Loudoun at home. Tampa Bay Rowdies beats Hartford. We go to the final day. We'll talk about what the scenarios after leading into Saturday. But first, Sean Spence, you had a great piece this morning on the Patreon. Why did you roll into it, give your thoughts, and all that fun jazz?
Well, yeah, I was trying to kind of write a little tighter thing. A lot of times I get sprawling, and I was trying to write a little tighter thing, basically just to say, look, Detroit City still has a chance to make the playoffs, and but we need to not. I want everyone's attention focused on the fact that we have absolutely blown our goal this year, and have slid back to the status quo ante, which was apparently so unacceptable that Trevor was kicked upstairs and then fired. Right. So that is basically the whole the message of the piece is that, look, however we talk about what has gone on this year, we need in the off season, which is looming, the very first thing we need to acknowledge is that, the goal was not too lofty, and that we did not in any way meet the goal. And then at the end, there is a scenario where City beat Tampa Bay and get into the playoffs and storm through the playoffs, and imagining, say, Orange County or San Antonio doing likewise in the West, we could host the final if a Western Conference team with lower points total than us made it to the final against us, and in that way we would we'd make our goal by hosting the final. We hosted a playoff game. Now the goal was to win it, so we need to win we actually need to lift the trophy. But that's the thing about football, is that results can wash everything away. So if the problem is, I think the players know that too. And I think that maybe they don't want to keep rolling the same managerial group out there. They don't want to show up for work with this guy anymore. So I'm not optimistic right now.
Adam, what was your takeaways on the match other than shock
Oh,
that
are we talking about
maybe
specifically the match? I'm sorry. We like
I no, I think this is all good. Did we have anything that you wanted to add on the match at all? I know
well, the
you
match.
mentioned
I thought it was a credible performance. Charleston are clearly a better team than us. They have their top line talent is better. They have a depth of creators that we don't have. Um, and we looked decent at denying them easy looks, and especially in the second half, Danny switched us to like a 4-4-2 out of possession, which kind of bolstered the flanks, and that just they didn't create much except for the goal. Where it was one of those moments where, a good team kind of like all of a sudden kind of it happens, they make a couple good connections and the guy, golfs it in, and it's like, wow, okay, that's difficult. And then Ates, his goal was just, him largely. I mean, they gave him a little too much space at the top of the box, but you're not expecting him to just stick it in the top corner. Um, and and he did. So, it's a really credible performance on the road against a good team. But what was needed was not a credible performance, but an incredible performance. Like they needed to win that match, and to really be in control. And now they have to go, to Tampa Bay and win to keep control of their destiny, and that's a tough ask. Tampa did win last week, but both Tampa and Indy won, which means our magic number is at 3. Um, so we didn't gain a lot by getting the point. Uh, and what it does mean is that if we go down to Tampa and put another draw, that Indy 11 will have it all in front of them when they kick off against Orange County. That win and they're in and we're out. And
Tampa Bay Rowdies, if they win by 2 goals and finish level, if they beat us by 2 or more, I think that can knock us out, and then they need to see
right,
what Indy does, and they have
right,
the tiebreaker over Indy as well.
right. Yeah, the it does get very complicated. Um, if, for example, Tampa Tampa wins, but only by 1 goal, um, and then an Indy draws, right? That would draw us into a three-way tie where we have a triangle of. I think it would go to goal difference because we'd have the triangle where we have the tiebreaker over Tampa, or Tampa's, I don't know, like there's lots of scenarios where we could have the tiebreaker over Tampa. Indy has it over us. Tampa has it over Indy. And that's
There's
like
more tiebreakers than conference playoff teams. You realize that is a fucked up statement that I just said.
it's crazy. But it'll probably go to goal difference. And in that place, I think then Indy 11 has the advantage. I think they have
Yeah,
the low goal difference. Um,
if Tampa beats us by 3, they overtake us on goal difference.
Right. Yeah. That was my original thought. Like when I first looked at this thing, I was like, okay, so they need to beat us by 3 clear goals. But even by 2 clear goals, will nullify our advantage over them in the like then
That, that,
if we end the three-way tie, then they go through.
yeah.
Uh, so
Another thing too is if City win and Rhode Island, like currently Rhode Island is in 7th, 2 points ahead of Detroit City.
yep.
Should City win and Rhode Island draw, City then goes to 7th because then in that head-to-head tiebreaker, City 2-0 win over Rhode Island in April. It was better than Rhode Island's 1-0 win over City in August.
Right.
So that would mean we'd be in the 7,
Yeah, that would mean us going
back to
back to
Charleston.
Charleston. um, and hoping to get on a heater to uh, make it all right.
Make it all right. It reminds me of life actually right now. Adam Hernandez, aka the Black J. What say you? For those there,
I look, I think everybody was going into that match last or Saturday thinking that Detroit was going to lose, and in some sense they, were going to get annihilated, which did not happen. Uh, and I thought Detroit put out a decent game. Obviously, yes, you want them to win, um, given the circumstances, given what it could potentially mean going into that final week. And especially in hindsight, what came out of it, obviously, Indy going and, playing Loudoun and beating Loudoun, and Tampa Bay beating Hartford, which they got like the most, like, the worst possible scenarios as far as like other teams go,
Right. And both of
that
those
were
were a
that.
little bit fortunate. Like it wasn't like either one of them, dominated their match. Like they kind
Okay.
of but that makes me a little fearful because it means that like are they just like they've got that playoff vibe happening and they're finishing chances that we're not finishing? Like is that what's going on?
Well, I mean, that's the other problem too, Sean. And it's been, we've talked about it many, many times here, with City and over the years is how many other chances did they get? How many chances to score did Detroit get on Saturday? Which again, they just could not capitalize on. It's just this team is completely incapable of scoring goals. And I think I tweeted something out too that Jordan Abadeo-Smith is incapable of scoring inside the 18, and he's incapable of scoring from midfield off that try that he had when he was trying to catch their keeper out of position, which he almost made it. Like it almost went in the net.
That was yeah.
Um,
That was pretty legit, I thought.
yeah,
Like,
that it was a good play, but again, I mean, Jordan um cannot buy a goal
mm,
whatsoever. The dude cannot buy a goal this year. Um and we always talked about that too, that oh man, once Jordan puts one in the back of the net, it's gonna open up the floodgates, but it just never has happened
yeah,
with him.
yeah. I mean, like he doesn't look like a player who's like he looks his affect looked a little more confident.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but like we're not a team. Like, unfortunately, we don't create a huge volume of opportunities.
We're just not a
Um,
team that scores goals.
right. Well, like I mean, we just yeah, we don't we
Oh,
get into we
I
get
thought we
into the
did
final.
something about that 2 years ago. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. The I mean, we have struggled um to consistently put teams under pressure and make them shit themselves at all. Like really a lot of times we're playing teams and they feel pretty comfortable and then like we get a goal and they're like what the you can tell they're like irritated because they're like where did that fucking come from?
That's kind of like
Um
what happened too. I mean, that's what happened Saturday too.
right.
I
That's
mean,
what happened to that exactly.
Yeah,
Charleston
Charleston
were like
scored that goal.
screaming at each other. Like, are you fucking serious? We
Yeah,
just finally
Charleston's.
got the fucking lead, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're so irritated with each other because like they know that we're good defensively. They finally like, oh thank God, we finally got the goal against these assholes. Let's wrap this up and go home. And 30 seconds later, Ates is picking it out of the goal. Like, yay!
Yeah,
Dante's
and that's, I
Inferno.
mean, but that's typically how things go. I mean, if you're a team that is able to get one up on City, that's a tall hill to climb for,
Right.
if City's going to come back in that match, especially to on the road against one of the best teams, not just in the East, but all of USL Championship. Um, so I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to hand it to them, and yes, I think that. Um, Well, I know that obviously they didn't get the results they wanted to get outside of that match. However, I still think they're in a good position to move on and get to the playoffs. I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
for as bad as they've been, um, through a good chunk of this season, and for again their continued inability to score goals. Detroit City FC still controls their own destiny when it comes to uh, getting into the playoffs, and I think that those scenarios for them, they're very, very doable. I'm seeing a lot of negativity around City right now when it comes to making it into the playoffs. And I'm kind of the opposite because I've seen how I saw how they played against Charleston. They play like that against Tampa Bay. I think they beat Tampa Bay and they go to the playoffs. And I do think that it's a very, very, I don't say very, very, but they have a good, um, favorable route to the postseason that I don't know, that I don't think people should be getting too down on personally. Um, so I don't know. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think they ought to make the playoffs. I think they ought to win against Tampa Bay. I think they're a better
yeah,
team than Tampa Bay, but it's football. It's super
sure.
various, given day
Yeah,
kind of shit, and you're on the road, so that kind of you really like it's really hard not to look back at the 4 game homestand and
sure.
with like because that's where like it
Which, Sean,
way
let
out
me,
of hand.
I'll point out too that 4 game homestand. Remember, two of those games against Lexington and Lou City, you could make a good argument that City was the better team in both of those
Right,
games.
right. That's
But
I
that's
guess it,
football.
yeah, well, like there is the paragraph in the story that I wrote today that was like that it felt like I compared it to being impaled on like an infinitely long sword through like your belly button and you're just sort of slowly sliding down the sword, um and you know that was what those losses were like. Oh, lost 1-0 at home again. Played well again, mostly. Like exasperating. Um,
Perhaps our
and
least commanding performance of those 4 game homestands, the one that we won over North Carolina.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
yeah, and it demonstrates why goals are the black magic in football, right? If you like play average and finish a couple times, it's like, you're a fucking genius. Play really smart, um, dedicated, hard, grinding football for 90 minutes against a really, a good superior foe on like an absolute historical hot streak in Lou City and don't finish and you're chumps. Um, you know, and that's rough. But that's the that's the reason we're always given that everyone has to be so, ruthless and unsparing. That's always, that's what we're told over and over again. Like, well, it's the nature of the game. You got to really so um that's why I'm not really inclined to slap back at people who are feeling negative about this team right now because you know we haven't been playing great football, and once again the black magic is eluding us, and we look like chumps. So that sucks.
So when the dust settles, when we hit the early morning hour, so two-part question. When will Detroit City FC know their playoff fate after their immediate once the final whistle blows in St. Petersburg? That's part one.
So will they win?
Will they win or yeah, will they win?
That's the only way they'd know. It's final whistle.
yeah, I think they
So
will. I think they beat Tampa Bay on Saturday.
you're
Um,
going win.
I'm
Adam, we
going
got
win.
Adam with win. Sean Spence.
I think they draw this match, and we have to wait until we have to actually watch Indy 11 play. At
So
who
that's
are
two people. I'm going draw also.
who keep in mind travel to Orange
Orange
County.
County, who I think also will be fighting for a playoff spot. For the what was the name of the trophy I made up today? The best performance guaranteeing a chance at meeting incredibly minimal expectations.
What's
Um,
the acronym?
BPGCMIME.
Bikini.
Bikini. The bup,
Adam, that's your episode title.
bup, mime. Bup, mime. I don't know, man. I wasn't trying to pronounce it.
Western Conference playoff scenarios are even more fucked. I think I saw Wayne Evans of PHN Sports put out something that Phoenix Rising can go anywhere depending on their results, from hosting a home playoff game to being knocked out of the playoffs entirely. The
Oh,
West is
Yeah,
wild,
that's
folks.
let's see here.
yeah.
Oh,
Phoenix has 39, and right now, Orange County and Lexington both have 36 for the 8 and 9
right.
respectively, and then San Antonio is at 37. Same with Colorado Springs at 37, who's sitting at
San
60.
Antonio's fallen off the map in the last couple months.
Yeah, they have. They were kind of swaggering early on, right? Like,
Weren't
didn't they
they
get,
top four when they came here?
I think so. Yeah, they're on a 4 match losing streak right now.
Ew.
And they finished with El Paso, so they'll find no safe harbor there from their Texan compatriots. um, yeah, that's interesting. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I mean, it's wild. We won't know shit. We'll probably be up watching the West even if we win, just to see what's happening. Do we have more on this? Because I did a little research this week and I wanted to share it with
Yeah.
you.
So Adam's got the win. Sean and I got the draws, which means that we will then go to Orange County in the 11. Let's complete it, Sean. Will Indy beat Orange County, do you think? Or does Orange County do what Russell Cicerone did to Miami 2 years ago and repeat Lady Luck?
I think our luck runs out if we go into that scenario because Indy 11 are hugely vibes based, seems to me, and they have a lot of guys who come up big um, in difficult situations. They've got experienced guys who have done it at various places. So um, I think Indy. Now I think if we lose, I mean, if we win, and they're out, um, then I think it's hard to say how it'll go. You know what I mean? The motivation will be gone.
Right.
So I'm not making like betting lines here. I'm just saying like, but if they have a chance at the playoffs, I think that they have a group of guys who will put together a performance, and give themselves a chance at the very least. And they got Elvis Almo, so he'll probably,
I swear to God, if Elvis scores the
that's
game-winning goal off a penalty, I'm gonna be pissed.
it's
I'm
like
going to do you one better.
it, yeah. Go ahead.
If Indy 11 has a chance to win and make the playoffs, it's going to be James Murphy that gets the winner.
Does he have like goals?
He's scored one or two this year, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I saw one. It was like a worm burner from like 20 yards. Um,
Adam, I get Dairy Queen or Frosty if I nail that prediction.
What? So you just making up?
you don't have to. Yeah, there's
Wait,
no
wait,
bet.
wait. Yeah, I'm just making
I'm
up.
just
Hey,
bringing back what you
what,
did last year. You fuck.
what do I get when that doesn't happen?
Let's see here. We'll Taco
I
Bell.
always notice all these bets are always one-sided. Like if
He's
something
like
happens, that Garrett gets something, but if Garrett loses the bet, then nothing happens. He just
right,
doesn't get
exactly.
Dairy
It's
Queen.
not a bet. It's a prize.
Yeah.
I'm taking a look actually here. A Taco Bell.
No, I don't want anything.
One goal this year for James Murphy already to answer
Yeah.
Sean's
Okay. Thank
question.
you.
1 goal, 3 assists.
Okay, so wait, what's the bet?
Bet is if James Murphy scores
Okay.
and knocks Detroit City out of the playoffs, the joke bet is Frosty or a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Okay, and if he doesn't score, then I get Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Let's
If
do it.
if if we're in that scenario of cities in if this is if cities in the
Okay.
playoffs, if cities in the playoffs by then, we don't even
No,
get to that.
yeah, okay. Fair enough. Let's do it. Sean, you're our witness.
Okay.
'Cause I'm getting
Write
some
it down.
Taco Bell. This has to be the first time in history that somebody's betting on a player um to the skill level of James Murphy. No disrespect, but
I
that's
mean, yeah,
lofty.
I,
That's
I will
lofty of you,
say
Garrett.
that if you nail this is such a like 1 out of 100. Uh, like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, not only will they win, but the winning goal will be scored by a guy who never fucking scores. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
what?
that's just for the we're in this
Uh,
scenario.
let's
If it
just keep it
gets to this
spicy. No,
scenario,
but I mean, I really, really, really realistically think that it's, if you want to throw a prop bet out there for who knocks City out of the playoffs, Elvis Ama would be probably a smart bet. Now, if he's at all like he's constantly has health problems. He doesn't get a lot of minutes, and I don't know whether he's currently healthy at all. Um, but he's that dude. Um, and he has absolutely murdered us this year. So
so if
um,
Sean, so let's ask this question: what would Sean want if it turned out to be Elvis Amo?
I you know um, is time travel a possibility?
I don't think it's in our budget.
A
Shit.
large Domino's pizza?
Woo! That sounds terrible. Um,
A gift card to City Clubhouse.
oh wow. We're playing all the hits here. Let's see. How about an Olive Garden, retrospective? I'm good. We'll just
I worked at Macaroni Grill, so I know the
okay. Um, yeah. I just I feel like we're going to struggle once again to. I think City are going to struggle to create chances, and if for some reason we can get our fucking finishing boots on, then we're a better side than Tampa Bay. But you know, um, they seem to have the vibe right now more than we do. So we'll see. Um, Last week I was talking about not being sure how many players we had under contract for next year, and so I have done the research
all right.
um, in the interim, and we have quite a few. Most of this squad is signed for next year. The guys who are not, Connor is not, as far as I can find. We exercised our option. This is his option year, and I haven't seen the club have signed him to a new deal. Let's see. Uh, Alex Villanueva, his contract is up. I think we exercised our option on him last year. Jesse L uh, is up. Ates, I can't find anything about Ates, but I think that he's in the third year of his original 3-year deal with Lexington, and that he's been on loan for that. So he might be a free agent, but he's almost certainly not controlled by Detroit City. And then our Canadian midfield, their contracts are up. They were both on 1-year deals. Besides that, everyone is signed for next year. Um, so we're not going to have a roster apocalypse, I guess is what I'm saying. Now we may run into a situation where either the where we're looking at the number of contracts we have signed for next year and are kind of like, ugh, that's a lot. We wish we had more flexibility or something. I don't know. We'll see. Kobe Hernandez Foster, this would be his option year. The club would have to exercise his option to keep him
Oh
for
my God.
26.
Jesus Christ.
So, but the club does control it. So, So that's why I don't have him as his contract running out because the club can keep
And
him. And
that
I mean, oh my God, like surely will, like
and that seems like a absolute no-brainer.
right. Yeah, if City lose and on Tuesday the club announces that they've declined the option on Kobe Hernandez Foster, something fucking foul is afoot. Like holy shit! Like it's time to like get your pitchforks out and head for the clubhouse.
I've got a
Um,
question for you too, Sean, but I want to get to it after this right now. So get through all this, and I want to ask you a question afterwards.
oh, okay. The the questions I have about this group we've got signed for next year largely is like are health related. That because we've got guys that are signed for next year who currently are, excuse me, my allergies going crazy and I've got a crazy burning feeling in my throat right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm dying. It's okay. Um, Reese signed next year is out. Lai signed next year. It's not out, but not really in
Playing,
either.
yeah.
Body's
Ben
betraying him.
Ben signed next year, out. Stevie signed next year, not out, but like clearly not feeling great, right? Um, Despite having mid-season like clean out surgery and everything, like we don't know how much more run around the pitch Stevie has in him at this point. I would
Is
say
Matt Sheldon through end of next year?
no. Matt Sheldon's up, and I've been hearing that he's already decided he's going to retire and like move away. Um, through third parties. So, uh, if that's not true, Matt, you could just let us know and we'll let everybody know that you're going to be back. But, and I mean, he's like 34, he probably is feeling it. But, we've got, so both Carlos's, in goal are signed. Darren Smith is in contract for next year. Shane Wheat, Haruki, of course, Devin and Michael. Um, so, you know, there are some decisions to be made here with this roster, but it's not like you're looking at it and you're going, okay, they need 10 guys, which is what I was worried that they were facing without a super functional front office. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need 10 guys that like Danny knows at this point.
Dare I say, not super functional is almost a compliment to them at this point right now. But
Right. Well, I mean, I don't like maybe they've got some secret sauce that they just aren't sharing with us, but that would be the first time ever. But, maybe that's what's up. So I don't want to categorically say maybe Dwayne he is in there like he's cooking. He's charming people. People are showing up and falling for the magic. It's happening. I don't know. That would be great, but I don't know.
he is the patron saint.
I mean,
And United have won two
legitimately,
games in a row. He's motivated.
well, like, one of the, you know, in D&D, there's this concept of like alignment, right? That you personally are aligned in with good or with evil and all that kind of stuff. And um, I think Dave is one of the few people in real life whose existence is an argument for the possibility of that thing. you know, he's he is he is as good aligned a person as I've ever met.
Hell yeah. All
Save
right,
us the
Sean, are
getting
you ready for that
here.
question from Adam?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not a burning question. It's just I thought I had a good one last week with regard to, how much has Ben Perman
Oh,
changed
right. Yeah, that,
since
that was a good question.
um rolling into next season, full season, one of these two guys, who would you rather have in the midfield? Kobe Hernandez Foster or Maxi Rodriguez?
Um, well, Kobe, um, because he's 24 and Maxi's 31. Like, no shade to Maxi, but like he's at the like. There's a reason I said when he left that we probably have seen the best of his career just because that's the way time works. And if you look at the numbers he's putting up this year, okay, yeah, maybe that is exactly what's happening. And Kobe's, you know, barring injury, um, he is the kind of player who could really be at the heart of a team for the next 8 years. And so like I don't know. I just you don't see a lot of really good control midfielders at this level.
Is
So
Kobe?
when go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is Kobe better in his prime than Maxi was better in his prime
Um,
years with
well,
Detroit City?
I don't think that I don't think we've seen the best of Kobe yet.
Hmm.
I think he's still, and it's, I have a feeling he's going to grow into a very different kind of player than Maxi was.
Hmm.
Um, probably more of a, like Pirlo vibe from him, to me, where he's going to be, blocking off things and finding angles and playing, immaculate little balls into attacking spaces. Maxi was is when he's on is like an all kind of a throwback midfielder, an all rounder, who adjusts his play pretty intelligently to the tactical situation. He does a lot of um, that's the way he and Kobe I think are similar is that they both do a lot of thinking about what the opposition is trying to do and where that probably means they should stand. You know what I mean? They each move around quite a bit, trying to find spaces to be on the ball. Um, and so that creates, dependencies that are similar. Meaning basically that both of them would probably function better with a more defensive stay-at-home partner, right? Like Ryan Williams, like James last year,
Hmm.
for Maxi. Um, but like I say, I think they like to operate in slightly different spaces. Maxi's more, you know, gets barrels into the attack and runs into the box, and Kobe's kind of more Joe Cool, like pulling strings outside the box, shaping incredible balls in toward the goal, off of set pieces and stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, exciting. Um, and I really hope that they can they can instant like I'm sure that they're going to exercise their option, um, but that they can negotiate a better deal, um, and
Sure. Yeah.
sign him to like a 2+1 that makes sure he's at the center of the team as we when we go into the new stadium.
You gotta wonder too, what this CBA
That's true. Yeah, we may
process
have.
is gonna
We,
how that's gonna play into effect with, some of these guys and contract extensions and
no, it's
um
yeah. That's I honestly, that is something that I kind of flagged to think about and that I haven't thought about that much, sadly.
um question
But
number two. This
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Sean.
The possibility of labor unrest is really kind of terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
uh, and I don't think that either side are deep pocketed enough to really withstand that sort of thing. It's not like MLS where the owners can just be like, eat shit, man, we're locking you out, which has happened.
Hmm.
um, the most USL championship ownership groups really kind of need to keep some revenue happening. So I expect a deal to get done. Um, and for it to, it's just down to negotiating at this point. I think the current deal was a good jump from where they were previously, but that a similar jump is warranted and likely, and that the championship just needs to um, tell the vulture capitalists who they have meetings with to eat pound sand. Like, look, we gotta we gotta have labor peace. We gotta we're trying to do pro rel and shit. We're trying to open like a million fucking clubs. We can't have can't be
He
like
won. He
fighting
won
over
too.
shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
it's no, Sean, I think you nailed it. I mean, it's not like USL Championship isn't in a position that MLS, NHL, NBA, MLB
Right.
um
And even
Even the
those
they're
WNBA.
in. Yeah,
even those like really like labor strife has hacked away at baseball like relentlessly. Um,
how long did it take for them to recover from the 94 strike? It
right.
took them a
Like
long
a
time.
long time, like
I argue
the
they
rest of
just
Greg
got it.
Max's career.
Yeah.
Like,
Um, do you guys want question two? I have with
yeah,
regard
yeah.
to this is for both of you. Of those players, aside from Diouf, which ones do you want to bring back, if any? You got Connor, Villanueva, Cedeno, Chapman, and Polisi.
Um,
You want to take it first?
Chapman and Polisi, I'm not interested in.
Same.
Um, I think Polisi is effectively like,
He might already be in
Vincenzo
Canada.
Candela
right.
2025 version.
Right, exactly. He's just like he's in street clothes, it's like, oh, he's still around. Um
Maybe Adrian Billhart 2025. There we go. That's probably a better one.
um Connor, I would like to see back with as long as he understands that he's probably not going to get like starts. Um uh but as a guy who is going to push you constantly in practice, as a guy who has a role within this league, I would, I would definitely sign. I would just probably sign some kind of hybrid deal with him where he's like, part coaching and part playing, and start to kind of that transition. Um, so that's what I would do with Connor if I could, if he was interested. Um, he might be just like, okay, I'm just going to go run the the affiliate that I came from. That he's like now the director of coaching. Like, he might just be like, I'm done. I'm gonna do that, now, and start being a coach because he seems like a guy who's going to be a coach, right? Uh,
Yeah.
um, Alex, I would definitely try to resign Alex. I think he and Kobe are buddies, and he's a dependable guy. He's a good player. I it seems like we got him hoping there was a little more top end there. You know what I mean? Um, but I think he's a perfectly serviceable left wing back, who works hard, thinks the game pretty well, has enough skill to like be threatening. It's just obviously at some level you would like a guy who like can run like the wind on a flank, and Alex, he's quick enough, but he's not fast. So yeah, I would definitely try to get Alex back, just because left-footed players are are hard to find, and he is one that he already fits in here. He's already part of the family. It's probably just down to money. Um, Ates, obviously, we he's a free agent. I hope we put a bunch of money out for him because I think he could really be a fantastic, inside left for us for years. He's got more to his game, and I'd like to see what he looked like as a guy who came into preseason as a presumptive starter and got lots of reps that way.
And you know what,
Um,
Sean? You know what? I mean, we're Detroit's playoff fate probably isn't going into the final weekend if Diouf is getting more playing time at the beginning of the season.
I mean,
No.
you know, yeah, I
I
don't
said GF
understand
might
what
have been a Black Arrow Award winner if had he been playing more, in my opinion.
like, I have to reserve the possibility that the form we've seen him in now is not a form that was visible in practice, but I think that's probably bullshit. Like it's just, for some reason he and this is where, you start wondering about how much of the like the weird awful shit that we went through was just that conflict between Danny and Trevor playing out in like playing time for, you know, I mean, I can tell you that Trevor was very excited about signing Ates. I saw there was like training video and I was like, that looks like Ates Joof. And so I texted Trevor, like, hey, is that Ates Joof? He's like, and he responded, signed him, mate, uh, with two exclamation points. So that was, he was psyched about that. And then like the season begins and it's like nut, you know. Like, wow, well, we're just struggling to score goals. I wish there was something we could do, like every third match he's getting 10 minutes as we're like once we're just exhausted and dispirited. And we went to that whole, part of the doldrums there in May and June, barely scoring, and he's frozen out. Like, we wonder if he would we even be seeing him if Ben doesn't get hurt, you know?
Mhm.
Will we just keep rolling out Ben and just finish 11th and be like, damn?
I do wonder if he didn't start bagging goals, would Sebastian Guenzati, we'd be seeing more of him, unfortunately. Like,
Man, like okay, like he's out of contract, obviously, and I mean, my God, like I don't understand. Like he looks like you've like somebody's uncle snuck in. Like he just doesn't look up to the pace of the match at all, at all. Like how do you start him? Like I was floored by that. And like he's out there giving what he's got, but like he's so physically, it seems to me, what I'm seeing, what it looks like to me, because he's losing like the kind of battles that he used to win routinely. Um, and there's giveaways where he was always, really pretty solid with the ball, and all of that is what happens when your body, deteriorates, and suddenly the game like it seems way faster than it used to.
is it like what happened with Francis Etienne with us in 2022?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's hard to see. It hurts to watch because you see it and you're like, like that. Mm, that that's the real the true fate of all flesh, right? and and sport is a place where we kind of blank that out mostly. And like, we're like there's physical freaks who are virtually immortal in our minds. And then, when you see an athlete deteriorate, it really is uh it's hard. It's and but I think at some level, like being good at running a football club is being good at turning off the empathy you feel in that moment. Right? It's going, oh my God, he's past it. And saying to yourself, okay, we need to figure out someone else to play there, instead of thinking, oh man, that really sucks for him. Like he's really, he's really playing hard, and he's always been a great player and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna do ranked choice for mine. Villanueva
Wait a
number
second, wait a
one.
second, wait a second, 1 second. Sean, you never mentioned Cedeno.
Oh, Cedeno. It's tough. Like Like he's somebody I'd probably let dangle, you know. He gets that late invite to training camp if you're having trouble signing somebody in that spot. Um, but putting guaranteed money on him again, given what we've seen this year,
It's
like,
tough.
yeah, he's not going to get starter money from me, you know. Because the fact is, while he's put up starter minutes, he hasn't put up starter numbers,
Hmm.
and if not in his position, not for what he contributes defensively. He's had a few great moments. He's really, he's had some spectacular goals and moments of connection, but all too often those are an oasis in a desert 4 matches long, where there's a lot of stuff that's not quite coming off and getting physically bossed despite clearly working hard to like get stronger. Um, it's just not very big, and this
Based on
massy
those,
the
I was
massy
just,
midfield. Like we got a lot of like kind of physical monsters in the USL Championship. You know what I mean? Like we're not a dinky little technical league with a bunch of like slow guys who can do anything with the ball. Like no, like we got a bunch of dudes who can run, and who aren't afraid to like smash into you. And you know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad. This is another one where I think you got to turn your empathy off because I want him to work, but I don't see it working. And I think about the kind of numbers a productive person, a productive player in that spot would put up. Say 10-8 instead of 4-2 or 4-4 or whatever he's got. Um, and you think, ooh, wow, that would really 18 goal involvements instead of 8 would make a big difference to how our season looks. You know what I mean? Um, so
go ahead,
Yeah.
Garrett.
Um, Side ones you mentioned, obviously Atis Youth. That's a big one if you can find a way to get him back. I'm guessing we won't probably be able to bring back Isaiah LaFleur, based off of I don't know where his contract situation. It was Philadelphia Union or the two side for them.
I
Uh,
would have him back. I didn't write Isaiah down because we got him so late. Um, but I would have him back if he especially I think he might this might be his third year. Like he might. I think that's part of why they're loaning him out is they're kind of I
What
don't
does he
know if
got?
I don't know if he's in their first season, their first team plans
yeah.
exactly, and so they're kind of like, yeah, like letting him kind of hang his shingle out. Like, okay, well, you're probably going to sign with the championship team next year, so go play. Let's go get some reps there, and get some film, and you can, when you're a free agent, you'll have a run at it.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see like if he's open on the market. I would definitely be interested. Obviously, that then raises a question of what you do with Alex. I mean, if you can have both of two left-sided players like that, then that's great. You don't have to worry about that because I think before Isaiah joined on loan, you're putting a right-sided player on the left-handed side,
Yeah,
and that can cause we weren't playing inverted enough to be able for that to work. So I'd say I'd go of the names you mentioned, Adam. I'd go Alex one as far as like that is my top guy of that group that I would aim to bring back as far as making and building on a squad. Um, Number two, I put Connor. And like I agree with Sean, it's like it may not be week in, week out starter. It may be like, spot starter, key sub minutes, but I think for the room, um, I think for the room and for
totally,
like
totally. And for
club culture.
continuity, like this is
Yeah.
like there's a group of guys here who've been together for several years and are close, you know.
Yeah.
So every dude you cut out of that, like you got to do it thoughtfully if you're putting together a team that you want to like each other and succeed.
Yeah. Number three would be Jesse L in the form of that I'm with Sean. I wouldn't maybe take the haven't I wouldn't pick up I wouldn't like say hey he's in there. I'd see like what the market is and see if he goes and gets picked up anywhere in December. Give them the opportunity to get picked up, and like through end of November through December and anything like that. And if nothing's working, then the two parties can come to an agreement of thing. Kind of like with kind of like what happened with Matt Sheldon, um, this year. I
Yeah,
would put him there.
that's what I meant by dangle. Where
Yeah.
it's kind of like, yeah, well, we'll get with you. We got a couple other irons in the fire. We'll be back.
And then Chapman and Polisi, I think. Yeah, I'm think it's Marcel. I can't think the last time we saw it was Oakland. The last time we saw Marcello was the own goal
Oh
extraordinaire Fourth of
yeah.
July weekend. The last we saw Marcello Polisi
Yeah.
That
in a
was
city uniform.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a way to go out if so, but
like really one of the more ignoble, uh, you know, city careers that I
God,
can think of.
what a banger though that was, Sean.
Dude.
God, when the fact that transfer announcement got leaked on the club website and like somebody accidentally clicked send 3 weeks or whatever the fuck it was too
Right.
early.
Right. Well, it was like, and we're all like, what? Like,
Where is
I'm doing the research, after the fact. Like, what? Okay, well, here's a name. Cool. Here's the first guy we got. Let's take a look at
and
what the fuck
it's
he
gone.
didn't play last year. He didn't play last. He was hurt all
They
year.
yeah
And
the
and before that, he was playing in a league that's considered a lower league than ours, and not always starting. Like, what are we doing? Okay, maybe
the
somebody.
official reasoning for that I got was that it was an intern screw up responsible for that execution and even the press
Those
release
damn
itself.
Well,
So
interns.
like the intern screw up is like 1/80th the fuck up of signing Marcello Police. Like, come on.
hey Adam, here's our short and real clip.
Yeah. Oh man.
um Jay Chapman, hard worker, obviously those that bleed green and white will love him as a Spartan thing, but I think when you are building out a squad that needs to be, you may say a younger, harder profile, as Sean said, something that you can fight with because there's some, like I said, big old boys, especially in the East. Um, yeah, I mean, Chapman and Polisi are the least two of the ranked. Do what you can for Otis Gioff. Do what you can for Isaiah LaFleur. And like I said, if you got LaFleur and Villanueva, if you got two left-sided players,
Yeah, that might
all
be
right, you're
tough
set.
because, like, I think that both of those guys are guys who are going to want to hear that they're a starter.
Yeah.
Um, and if you tell them they're both the starter, they're going to talk on the very first day of training and go, "What the fuck, bro?" um,
They're
But I
gonna
so
call
also
up and
think
be
you
like,
could
"What are you
put
doing here?"
I think you also have some versatility with them too. You can play one higher up on the other too.
it's true. That's true, and I think they like I think LaFleur can could play on the right. Um, like yeah, I would absolutely try to sign both of them. It just you know I question whether we're like given we clearly aren't like a big baller budget team. Um, and I think they're both going to want starter money. So I think, it's more likely that we get a person. The thing about LaFleur that I don't know, and maybe they've seen it, like he looks like he might be incredibly adaptable, like positionally in a way that Alex is not. Like you could kind of just throw him in wherever and he'll
Yeah.
find a way to make it work. Um, and so if that's the case, like then having both of them, on decent money probably makes sense because you're just Isaac LaFleur is your left-sided and attacking kind of Swiss Army knife guy. Um, yeah. So
I'm looking forward to hearing what our sporting director's moves, plans are. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This news. We still don't have a sporting director.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Um, it's been 3 months.
it's,
In a while. It's
yeah,
when did Trevor get sacked?
July 22nd. So
July
3 months
22nd.
tomorrow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I, that yeah. We heard that crazy stuff on the Discord today, and I'm just not going to bring it in here, but it does make you wonder about
uh,
the timing of all this stuff. Um,
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
perfect. Um, I think we're pretty much. We're gonna be done in like an hour.
Yeah. Does anyone want to add anything closing?
Anybody want to make their pitch to be the new sporting director of Detroit City FC?
Hell no, I'm trying to I'm trying to get distance myself more and more. I'm not getting right back into this shit.
I mean, you know, I would gladly take a temporary contract with Detroit City for say 15 grand until like I'll work till January 1st and I'll do my very best to help them build a roster. But I don't know anybody and no one will answer the phone when I call. So that would be
I
wasted
was,
money. But if they want to give me that money, I will try.
I
It has
was
to be
just
all up
about
front
to
though,
say, I
right?
think
Huh?
they owe you. I think dare I say they owe you for your past hard earned
No,
efforts from
no,
years
they don't
past.
owe me
So I
shit.
think there's.
I think it's clear that they understand they don't owe me shit. And it's true.
Uh, what about you, Adam?
Would I take the city sporting director job?
No. Do you have any other thoughts that you want to add to tonight,
Oh.
as well as do you want to take the sport directing job?
Um, uh, well, as sporting director, I think I would also attempt to resign
The first thing
Connor
yeah,
Alex.
I would hire Stephen Carroll as a player coach. Um, and the city loves saving money by combining roles. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping. He's a manager. He's a center back sometimes. Um,
Carroll, Dunwell, Yazid Matthews. There's your
yeah,
first
boom,
three coaching staff right there.
boom, sold. Yeah, boom, roasted. And they're already under contract. So like the city's like, wait, we could save how much money? Like that's right. And none
Well,
of us, none of us,
Connor's coaching too. There you go.
none of us know anybody. Like I don't know anybody. So like I'm just gonna like basically go to Stevie and be like, what players do you think are good, man? I don't know.
They don't need
Um,
any type of coaching license, though, do they, to be assistants, right?
I,
Brad's probably the most ready to coach out of all of them.
um, I
Feel
mean,
like.
I think generally you have some badges when you start. At this level, if you're getting paid for the work, you probably have badges.
Yeah.
Um, the uh, I know like I know it's hard to get the continental level stuff in the United States. There's basically one place you can do it. It's in Kansas City at the National Center, and it's pretty expensive and meaning you have to travel to Kansas City over and over again. Like it's like basically a doctorate of managing football. Um,
Hopefully, it's included with free barbecues included with all those trips.
I can tell you it is not.
Um,
I've known people who have done it and been like, I because they're paying for it themselves, like, they're trying to like stay there as cheaply as possible, like, sleeping like three to a Best Western, um, trying to, do a week program to get their third badge or whatever. US soccer. Um, anyway, we've officially entered the Sean just remembering things portion of the program. Let's be done.
Adam, you got anything else?
I'm all set.
Um,
I'm irritated
I
by
brought I brought up. I did some data. I was inspired by Sean's player data from last week's episode, and pulled some data on how we did, because I always joke about our inefficient performances in the white and mint away kits of 2023, and or having mint
I
verdigris
love
as a
those kits,
color.
but yeah, we don't play well in them a lot of times.
The white and emerald one,
Hmm.
we played 12 times in this kit so far. So let's the last time we won in those kits was when we beat Phoenix Rising.
So
So
what's our win? Okay, so what's
two
our
wins, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses in USL Championship play.
I still
all
like
right?
them. I don't care.
So
And in cup competitions, so the Cup of Booze and Open Cup, we have given up 10 goals in 3 games, 4 twice. So 1 draw, which with a penalty shootout win against Hartford, and 2 losses. So we have lost 7 times in 12 competitive matchups in those kits.
Don't care. I
yeah,
still
that's
love them.
I do I
And what
do
to
I do like them like just the Ajax thing. It's like that is
and the Emerald's cool. The
and
Adidas
the
Emerald is
emerald.
cool.
Yeah, it is a cool like yeah everything about it. I just like it. Um, it's wow,
So
that's
maybe
funny.
don't wear those kits on Saturday
The
though.
numbers are
So
bad though. Holy shit. Well, I have if there's any team in the league where you're going to have a kit clash with a green kit, it's Rowdies. So I think
Rowdy
it's
in
probably
Rowdy's, yeah, they were wearing white with the sleeves this year, although they've been wearing that black and floral trim at home lately. So who knows what they're gonna do? Um, it's also St. Pete in October, so it could be really, really, really hot.
I
Um,
just maybe there will be some college down there that has like rouge and gold, their colors, and they have a hat giveaway that same night that City's down there playing. So you have a bunch of people, like a bunch of
so
Rowdies
we can
fans.
return the favor.
Yeah, so we can return the favor. So you have a bunch of Rowdies fans in the stands wearing rouge and gold hats. It's like
Like,
it's like I
oh,
did,
this is St. Pete State. They're
that
yeah,
that was seriously the funniest, some of the funniest shit that it's like low key too.
right.
Like you
Well,
like let's have
it's completely
may I
unplanned. It's like
may
it's
I
something
also
like something that would happen in like Dwarf Fortress. It's just like these
yeah,
random comings together that are hilarious.
and
let's
the
have a
fact
hat
is too.
giveaway with the Wayne State colors that are ironically the same colors just about as
The
Tampa
same
Bay Rowdy.
colors, right?
Which is modern day Wayne State colors or modern day Wayne State greens closer to that Adidas Emerald. So they went back to like 90s Wayne State with because that looked like fucking Kelly green right there. That was like totally Rowdies. Was it Wayne State or was it
Yeah,
Rowdies?
it was
These
like
two kids are the same picture.
yeah. I mean, honest to God, on television, I thought that there was like for a moment there, I was like, oh, the Rowdies brought a bunch of people.
And they put them in the supporters side.
Right. They're like they're trying and they're like, well, I thought, they're culture trolling. Excuse me, they're coming to experience the thing. Um,
Yeah.
sorry. And then I found and then you said the thing about the hat giveaway. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? That's hilarious.
um,
God, my
my
allergies are insane. I have mold allergies, so cold and wet is rough.
my final thought is, and I think about this, and um, I was thinking tonight about Ace Frehley, passing last week,
As you do, yeah.
guitar player for Kiss,
Mhm.
in their prime era, and I think about not the hugest Kiss fans, but I like the idea of it was like in the time of people for musicians developing specific unique personalities for their stages. So you had Gene Simmons as the Demon, Paul Stanley the Star Child, Peter Criss the Cat, and Ace Frehley being the Spaceman, Space Ace. And it kind of almost parallels ourselves, and this will tie back to a reference Adam said to me when I popped on Zoom tonight. And here, Make City Make Spence, we have our distinct theater or personalities in there too. Adam being Black Jay, uh, me being Flannel Jesus, as Adam's mentioned, and Sean Spence being Heat Daddy. So, with that said, we will probably be back next week, depending on
So,
results,
so
venting
like
frustration.
my stage makeup needs to have like a flame motif. Is that what we're going for?
Maybe.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. Or you maybe
yeah.
have some fire in the
Just need
background.
like a workout Kiss style
You need a
stage makeup.
bonfire in that. You need a bonfire in that.
I was thinking just like kind of flames on the side of my face. I'm sorry. Um, but like literally just sort of painting flames all the way around my head. Um, so I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, gin tonic and stuff.
What?
But yeah,
So Ace Frehley was the star on his eye, right?
that was Paul Stanley.
That was Paul
Ace Free,
Stanley. He was
uh,
the cross thing.
the spaceman, the one that had the smoke coming out of his guitar.
Right. See, the like I was, I'm the right age to really love Kiss. There were when I was in fourth grade, one of the magazines in our little like library in the room was like a Kiss fanzine.
Oh,
But I grew up in a music family and I listened to them and I was like, no, no, I don't like this. Uh, and so it really, in my mind, like it was always really heavily associated with professional wrestling. Um, like
ooh,
there were
yeah.
parallel developments. They were kind of the pro wrestling version of a rock band, of a big rock band. And pro wrestling is now the world. Our president is constantly involved in kayfabe, so fantastic. like
Buddy of the show, Jeremy Churchman, who's always questioned us when we go deep in music theory and nerd knowledge, like Sean and I definitely have a few episodes, will now be like, here, the pro wrestling talk, and be like, oh my God, you guys have gone full circle.
I don't. I'm not one of those people. Like there is so much pro wrestling talk in like all of my social media feeds. Like
It's me.
all
Hi.
of my affinity point me toward pro wrestling, and I just bounce off of it every time. It's the one thing that all the people I love are into that I'm like I'm good, man. Like, I'm
I like
solid.
it, but I don't like Kiss. Not a fan.
I had a few songs. It's one of those where I do enjoy. I don't listen to all the back catalog, but there's some choice cuts. Ironically, some of the Kiss songs that I like are from the unmasked, no face paint era of the '80s. But that's a different discussion for another time. Otherwise, we're gonna go over our threshold. Um, Gents, great episode. Whatever this weekend brings, it's going to likely be frustrating and pain one way or another, as I'm sure to any of all that are
I mean, it might be
experienced.
delightful. Maybe we'll just go smoke Tampa Bay, like win 4-0, be up 3-0 at halftime,
Yeah,
and we'll get ready to go do this again to like Lou City or Charleston. Let's go. But I doubt it.
one way or another, we're going to find out, and we'll shall go from there. So until next time, thanks for checking out another edition of Make City Make Spence. For Sean Spence and Adam Hernandez, Garrett Komatz here. As always, hell yeah, brothers and sisters as well. Call. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this episode of Make City Make Spence. To see not only this one, but prior Make City Make Spence episodes, go to detroit.themajorsports.com where you can check out all of our catalog and all things going on with not only Detroit City FC centric content, but any Majors Detroit content in general. Additionally, you can find us on YouTube at The Majors TV. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you already haven't yet. And you can also find us on wherever you check social media stuff out. We're on Twitter and Instagram at TMSNX Detroit, Blue Sky at TMSNX Detroit, bsky.social, and The Majors Detroit on Facebook. Additionally, wherever you check out your podcast, be sure to not only like and subscribe, but leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way in helping out all of our efforts here at The Majors Detroit. Thanks again. Catch you next time.